Tonight, before the dessert course, we present for your pleasure the traditional cheese trolley. To start, we have an excellent clochette, creamy, very nice, very light.
Hard for a rat to find.
When audiences think about animated films that celebrate creativity, passion, and the courage to follow an unlikely dream, few stories shine as brightly as Ratatouille. Released during a time when animation was rapidly evolving in storytelling depth and visual sophistication, the film arrived as a heartfelt tribute to art, food, and the idea that talent can emerge from the most unexpected places. Set in the romantic streets and kitchens of Paris, the story invites viewers into a world where the aroma of fresh herbs, sizzling butter, and culinary imagination fills the air. At the center of this world is an unlikely hero, a small gray rat named Remy, whose passion for fine cuisine sets him apart from every other rat in his colony. Remy is not like the rest of his family. While the other rats are satisfied with scavenging leftovers, Remy possesses a remarkably refined sense of smell and taste. Food, to him, is not merely survival, it is art. Every ingredient has a purpose, every flavor can harmonize with another, and every meal has the potential to become a masterpiece. Remy spends much of his time secretly watching cooking programs hosted by the legendary chef Auguste Gusteau, whose philosophy shapes Remy's dreams. Gusteau famously declares that anyone can cook, a phrase that resonates deeply with the small rat who longs to escape the limitations of his species. For Remy, this motto is not just inspirational, it is a promise that talent and passion matter more than appearance or circumstance. However, Remy's ambitions create tension within his rat colony. His father, Django, values survival above all else and cannot understand why Remy obsesses over flavors, spices, and culinary perfection. To Django and the other rats, humans are dangerous and kitchens are places to avoid, not dream about. Yet, Remy cannot ignore the pull of his passion. He experiments with food combinations, delicately pairing ingredients to create flavors that seem almost magical. These quiet moments reveal Remy's defining trait. He believes cooking is a form of expression, a way to bring joy and wonder into the world. Fate eventually pushes Remy toward the life he secretly desires. A chaotic accident separates him from his colony and sends him drifting through the sewer systems beneath Paris. Lost and alone, Remy finds himself directly beneath the famous restaurant once owned by his idol, Gusteau. The restaurant, though no longer guided by its founder, still carries the legacy of greatness. Above the bustling kitchen floors and gleaming cookware lies the possibility of everything Remy has ever dreamed about. Inside the restaurant works a young and awkward garbage boy named Alfredo. Linguini is inexperienced, clumsy, and completely out of place in a professional kitchen. He desperately wants to keep his job, but has no culinary talent whatsoever. When Remy accidentally ends up in the kitchen and notices Linguini ruining a soup, the rat cannot resist intervening. Carefully and skillfully, Remy adjusts the ingredients, balancing flavors, and transforming the disaster into something extraordinary. The moment captures the essence of Remy's character. He cannot stand to see food mistreated, and his instincts drive him to fix it. But humans are not supposed to see rats in their kitchens, especially in a prestigious Parisian restaurant. When Linguini discovers Remy, chaos seems inevitable. Yet, instead of reacting with fear or disgust, Linguini realizes something astonishing. The rat is the true culinary genius behind the delicious soup. From that point forward, an unusual partnership begins. Remy hides beneath Linguini's chef hat and secretly guides his movements by pulling strands of hair like puppet strings. Through this bizarre yet clever arrangement, Remy becomes the invisible mind behind the restaurant's most remarkable dishes. As Linguini begins producing incredible meals, the restaurant experiences a sudden revival. Diners return, critics become curious, and the old, once fading establishment begins to regain its reputation. Much of this success stems from Remy's remarkable ability to combine ingredients in ways that evoke deep emotion. In one memorable moment, Remy demonstrates his philosophy about flavor by tasting a piece of cheese and a strawberry together. The experience explodes into colorful, imaginative sensations, visualizing how different tastes can create harmony. These scenes reveal the deeper message. Cooking is not merely technical skill, it is creativity, intuition, and love. The restaurant's strict head chef, Skinner, grows suspicious of Linguini's sudden talent. Skinner is determined to maintain control over the restaurant and its reputation, and he cannot understand how a clumsy garbage boy could suddenly become a culinary prodigy. His suspicion leads to comical attempts to spy on Linguini and uncover the truth. Meanwhile, Linguini and Remy struggle to maintain their secret partnership while navigating the pressures of a professional kitchen. Another key figure in the story is Colette Tartot, the only female chef in the restaurant's kitchen staff. Colette is tough, disciplined, and fiercely dedicated to her craft. She initially doubts Linguini's abilities, but eventually takes on the responsibility of training him. Through Colette, the film explores the intense environment of professional cooking, where precision, timing, and respect for tradition are essential. Her mentorship helps Linguini appear more competent, even though the true genius guiding him remains hidden under his hat. As the restaurant's popularity grows, so does the pressure. The culinary world of Paris revolves around reputation, and no figure represents that pressure more than the feared food critic Anton Ego. Ego is known for his sharp words and unforgiving standards. A single negative review from him can destroy a restaurant's reputation overnight. When Ego announces that he will soon visit the restaurant to evaluate its food, tension spreads through the kitchen. For Remy and Linguini, the visit represents both a terrifying challenge and an incredible opportunity. While success brings excitement, it also creates complications. Linguini becomes increasingly comfortable taking credit for the culinary achievements, even though he knows they belong to Remy. Their friendship begins to strain under the weight of fame and secrecy. At the same time, Remy struggles with his identity. He is a rat who loves human culture, yet he remains part of a rat colony that survives by stealing food. This internal conflict raises a powerful question. Can someone truly belong to two worlds at once? Eventually, the truth about Remy is revealed, causing shock and panic in the kitchen. The idea that a rat could be responsible for the restaurant's finest dishes challenges everything the human characters believe about cooking and cleanliness. Yet, the film cleverly turns this conflict into an exploration of prejudice and open-mindedness. Talent does not always come in the form people expect, and greatness can appear in the most surprising places. The climax arrives when Anton Ego finally sits down to taste the restaurant's food. Instead of presenting an extravagant gourmet dish, Remy prepares something simple yet deeply meaningful: ratatouille, a humble vegetable stew traditionally associated with rustic home cooking. The choice reflects Remy's understanding that the best food does not always rely on complexity. Sometimes the most powerful meals are those that evoke memory and emotion. When Ego tastes the ratatouille, something extraordinary happens. The stern critic is instantly transported back to his childhood, remembering a moment when his mother served him the same comforting dish. For a brief moment, the intimidating critic becomes a nostalgic child again. This scene encapsulates the film's emotional core. Food has the power to connect people with memories, feelings, and experiences that transcend logic or status. After learning the truth about Remy, Ego faces a philosophical realization. For years, he believed that greatness could only come from elite chefs and prestigious institutions. But Remy's cooking proves that passion and talent can emerge from anywhere, even from a small rat with a dream. Ego ultimately writes a review that challenges his own cynicism, acknowledging that the world of creativity is full of surprises. The story concludes with a new beginning. Although the restaurant itself cannot survive the scandal of a rat chef, the characters refuse to abandon their passion for cooking. Linguini, Colette, and Remy open a smaller, more welcoming establishment where creativity and friendship define the kitchen. Even Anton Ego becomes one of their loyal customers, quietly appreciating the dishes that remind him why food matters. What makes Ratatouille so memorable is not just its humor or animation, but its philosophy. The film celebrates the courage to pursue a dream despite ridicule or impossibility. Remy's journey reflects the struggles faced by artists and creators everywhere. Society often imposes expectations about who is allowed to succeed, but passion has a way of breaking those barriers. Visually, the film captures Paris with warmth and charm. From the glowing lights of the Eiffel Tower to the bustling kitchens filled with copper pots and sizzling pans, every scene feels alive with atmosphere. The animation emphasizes texture and movement, making food look so delicious that viewers can almost smell it through the screen. Each dish becomes a miniature work of art, reinforcing the film's belief that cooking is a form of creativity comparable to painting or music. Another strength of the story lies in its humor. Much of the comedy arises from the absurdity of a rat secretly controlling a human chef. The physical antics of Remy pulling Linguini's hair like puppet strings create hilarious situations, especially during busy dinner services when timing and coordination are crucial. Yet, beneath the comedy lies genuine emotion, ensuring the film never loses its heartfelt tone. The characters themselves also carry the story's emotional weight. Remy represents curiosity and passion, Linguini embodies insecurity and growth, and Colette symbolizes discipline and resilience. Even Anton Ego evolves from a feared critic into someone who recognizes the beauty of unexpected creativity. Their journeys intertwine to form a narrative that feels both entertaining and meaningful. Perhaps the most powerful message the film offers is the belief that creativity should never be limited by stereotypes. Remy is constantly told that rats cannot cook, just as many people in real life are told they cannot achieve certain dreams because of their background or circumstances. By defying those expectations, Remy becomes a symbol of perseverance. His story reminds viewers that talent often hides in unlikely places, waiting for the chance to flourish. The theme of identity also runs throughout the narrative. Remy struggles to reconcile his love for human culture with his loyalty to his family. His journey is not about rejecting who he is, but about redefining what it means to be himself. In the end, he proves that identity is not a prison, but a starting point from which individuals can shape their own paths. Music also plays a significant role in establishing the film's atmosphere. The lively, Parisian-inspired score complements the visuals and enhances the sense of wonder surrounding Remy's culinary adventures. The melodies capture both the elegance of French cuisine and the playful energy of Remy's secret life in the kitchen. Over time, Ratatouille has become more than just an animated film about food. It stands as a story about creativity, courage, and the transformative power of passion. Audiences of all ages connect with Remy's dream because it reflects a universal desire, the wish to pursue what we love even when others doubt us. The film's enduring popularity also comes from its ability to balance humor, emotion, and philosophy. It never talks down to its audience, instead trusting viewers to appreciate its deeper themes about art and criticism. Anton Ego's reflection on the role of critics, for example, reveals an insightful perspective on how society evaluates creative work. Critics may have power, but true creativity ultimately belongs to those brave enough to create. By the time the story reaches its conclusion, the audience has traveled alongside Remy through fear, excitement, disappointment, and triumph. What begins as a whimsical tale about a rat who loves food evolves into a celebration of imagination itself. Remy's journey proves that dreams do not have to be realistic to be meaningful. Sometimes the most impossible dreams are the ones worth chasing. Even years after its release, the film continues inspiring viewers to appreciate both food and creativity in new ways. It encourages people to experiment, explore flavors, and treat cooking not just as routine, but as an opportunity to express personality and emotion. The kitchen becomes the stage where imagination can flourish. Ultimately, the story reminds us that greatness is not determined by origin, status, or expectation. It comes from dedication, curiosity, and the willingness to believe in something others might consider impossible. Remy's dream begins as a quiet fantasy in the mind of a small rat hiding among scraps of food, but through determination and courage, it grows into something extraordinary. And that is why the legacy of Ratatouille continues to resonate with audiences around the world. It tells a story that feels timeless, a reminder that passion can transform even the smallest life into something remarkable, and that sometimes the greatest chef in Paris might just be the one no one expects to find.